This episode of Bothering the Band is brought to you by Make a Tee Online. Every band needs t-shirts to promote themselves, and every fan needs t-shirts to show off their love of a band. At our Bothering the Band t-shirt store, you can get your favorite Bothering the Band t-shirts, or you can make your own. Are you a band or fan in need of a merchandise store? Stalk Make a Tee Online on social media or give them a call to create your own brand. Tell Meryl or Stephanie you heard about them on Bothering the Band, and I promise they will be extra helpful. Use the coupon code BOTHERME for 10% off an order of $20 or more. That's BOTHER ME, one word, BOTHERME, for 10% off an order of $20 or more. Thank you, Make a Tee. You're making our shirts. Like, do you know who Bridget Fonda is? So go to Make a Tee Online and get ready for this awesome episode. On this episode of Bothering the Band, my face hurts from smiling because Kerry Alexander, the lead singer of Bad Bad Hats, just had us cracking up even when she wasn't trying. We talked about her preference in blankets. We talked about if God is a good kisser or not, and she gave a great diplomatic answer. And then we talked about what it's like playing music with her husband, what she hates carrying, and a bunch of Minnesota stuff, as well as Florida stuff. It was a great episode. We really had fun. Go follow Bad Bad Hats. They have a new album coming out on September 17th called Walkman. And my favorite song, it's not on that album, but it's called Super America. I love that song. And then follow Bothering the Band on Instagram as well. Get ready for a great episode. My name's Ryan. This is Abby, my producer.
Ryan, Abby, great to meet you.
Yeah, thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Sarah introduced us to your music just kind of by chance, and I love it. That Super America song is so effing good.
Thank you. I'm glad you like that one. That one's kind of like been like it's, I think it's because it's one of our older songs, but it's like awesome to see how just like it continues to come up for people as a favorite. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I gravitate towards lyrics so much because I'm a writer first and foremost, so I just think it's so simple and perfect. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, here we go. Let's just dive right into it.
Great.
What do you hate to carry?
Oh, beach supplies.
Okay. Just because there's so many of them?
Yeah, because usually it's like, because I was just going to say a beach chair, but it's not just the beach chair. If it was just one beach chair, that'd probably be all right. But it's the beach chair in the bag with all the towels and like sometimes an umbrella, and then your shoes usually too, because you start walking on the sand and you say, these got to come off.
Yeah.
And you're sweaty and it's hard to walk all of a sudden. And yeah, there you go. Final answer.
That's a great answer. I would go one step further. I think it's harder to carry stuff back from the beach than to the beach.
Good point, because
everything is so compact going to there, but when you leave, you're like, let's just get out of here, throw everything in a bag.
It's true. Yes, you took it another level, and I agree.
When's the last time you went to a beach?
Actually, somewhat recently. I was there in July with my family in Cape Cod.
Cool.
My grandma has a house there, so we go like every summer. And so that was nice. That was like kind of my first trip in COVID time. And so it was really nice to see my family and to get a little beach time despite carrying all the stuff.
That's great. You don't have kids, do you?
No.
Oh yeah. So if you already hate going to the beach now or carrying shit to the beach, wait till you have kids. It's like triple the amount of stuff.
Yeah.
I just go total dad mode where I'm just like, whatever, you're going to burn anyways, whatever.
Yes.
And then I throw our shoes in the ocean and we get out of there.
Yes, exactly.
How do you feel about people who wear backwards fedoras?
I didn't realize that people do that, I guess.
I saw someone wearing one last evening.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. So it is imminent and
Yeah.
happening all around us. Maybe I've seen that and didn't realize that that's what I was seeing.
Oh, now he just cursed you. You're gonna see
I
that.
know. Now I'm gonna see them everywhere. It's like when you hear a word for the first time and then all of a sudden you see it on like every sign. That's
Abby, what's the name of that?
Frequency illusion.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's what's gonna happen with the back of Fedora for me.
This is happening with the term frequency illusion to me right now.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term. He said it, and now it's all coming back.
Now it's happening. Weird.
We are in the matrix. This is a good follow-up question. Have you ever been to a psychic?
I have been to I got my palm read at the Florida Renaissance Festival one time.
Is it the South Florida Renaissance Festival?
It was outside Tampa, Florida. I lived in Tampa, Florida in high school. So whatever that one is.
We are both from Florida. I'm currently in Florida right now.
Oh wow, crazy.
Yeah. Small world. So
yeah.
Well, Florida's so big. It's like people don't realize. It's kind of like
yes.
Upstate New York too is like
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Are your folks sports fans? Because Tampa's like title town right now.
It is. They are big Tampa Bay Lightning fans. So they're
great.
Loving that. But actually my mom is from Buffalo, New York. So she's a Bills fan.
A Bills fan. Nice. Is she, what's the hockey team? Is the Sabres?
The Sabres, that's correct.
I
think they go Lightning over Sabres at this point. I think my mom relinquishes her Buffalo affiliation for that one.
Yeah. I just realized I'm wearing a Florida Panthers hat.
I see that. Now that I see that, I say, wait a second.
Wait 1 minute. Man, perfect segue.
Yeah.
Sports. Love the song Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
Are we going 1989 Pistons or 2004 Pistons?
So I guess I would say, and I base this off of no knowledge, but the 2004 Pistons, did that include the player with the like glasses that were cool?
Did he have glasses? Well, Rip Hamilton had like a face.
That's maybe who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Or Wallace. Was that a person?
Wallace, yeah, and Ben Wallace.
Multiple Wallaces. Okay, so it could be any of them.
Yes.
So I guess for that reason, I would go 2004.
Okay, perfect. Tell me about the song then.
Detroit basketball. So basically, it was inspired. Just the title was inspired by. We were on tour with the band The Front Bottoms.
Okay.
It was a great tour. That was in 2017. And we played in Detroit, and they had gotten to go, we had a day off before, I guess, and they went to a Pistons game the night before. And I guess really enjoyed themselves. They had so much fun. Mm-hmm. And so the next day at the concert, they kept doing the chant that they do there, which I've never seen in person, but I guess it's like
Detroit Bad Boys.
Yeah. So they kept doing that throughout their between every single song. They would do that because they thought it was so fun, and we didn't know we did not know why this was happening, but we just thought it was so funny that they just continued to do that. So that's why I titled it that. But it just the song started with the line, got a good job in a senior position, then I threw a party and cried in the kitchen. And then I wrote that line and then basically just wrote out a list of words that kind of rhymed with kitchen and position. And so, and I was like, Mission, Pistons, Detroit Pistons. And then that's why that was in there. But I don't actually really have any knowledge or real opinion on the Detroit Pistons, but that's why the name in there through rhyme.
I love it. That's so fascinating. You heard it here, folks. This is an in-depth look into the songwriting process.
That's right. Yeah, it's creative writing. I was a creative writing major. That's how we do it.
Sweet. Right here. Same here. That's why all these questions are really well written. You should see the grammar on here. Prince or the Replacements?
I guess I would go Prince.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
go ahead.
I do like the Replacements, but I think they've entered my life later in life. Prince has been a part of my life since I was young because my mom's a big Prince fan. And that was one of the first concerts I went to when I was 13. I went and saw Prince in Birmingham, Alabama, where I grew up with my mom, and it was awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Was that your first concert?
My very first concert was NSYNC in 2000, which was incredible. We'll never forget. But then, so that was not long after that, though, I guess.
Wow, those are some great shows. I've never seen Prince. That's great. 13, man.
13. And I had a science project due the next day that I hadn't quite finished. I basically had done everything, but I hadn't put together the poster board. My mom was like, "Oh, your father will do that, won't you? We're going." And I was like, "Great. Now I see what's important in life."
What's your mom's name?
Donna.
Shout out to Donna for taking Kerry to screw homework.
Your dad will put that poster board together. He'll do better than you did. And you need to see things.
Was it one of those trifold poster board things?
I can't remember. I just remember it was like the project was like, and I guess because this was like at the age I was because I was like alive at a time before like computers were everywhere. So there was like a point in my life where you probably noticed where like people were like, "Hey everyone, this is a computer," and you're like, "What?" And like, "This is how you type," and that was like a new thing. So the project was on like the parts of a computer, which I'm sure no one learns about anymore. It was like, this is the fan, and like this is the chip. I don't know.
The part of the computer.
I thought we would all need to know that for some reason.
Yeah, we went to Abby and I went to middle school together.
Nice,
So I don't know if it was there or whenever. Yeah, you'd have to go library day. It was like to go, media or whatever.
Yeah.
What was it called? Computer lab.
Computer lab.
I don't know. Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
It depresses me. Are you in Minnesota right now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. You're in Minneapolis?
In St. Paul.
Okay.
Chris and I lived in Minneapolis for like 7 years. And we got very used to saying, "Hey, we're Bad Bad Hats from Minneapolis, Minnesota." And now I don't feel like I can stop. But we all technically live in St. Paul.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you know a place? I've been there a couple times.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Electric Fetus, great record store.
Yeah.
Great. And then Cold Front Ice Cream. Do you know that place?
I think I do, actually. I think I was just there recently.
Yeah, shout out to Cold Front Ice Cream. They have
like across from a school.
I think so. Yeah.
Then I think I do. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was there in January. My beard was frozen, and I was still eating ice cream outside. It's great.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
To the ice cream.
I like cold better than hot.
Yes, I think I do too.
Well, that's great. What's it like to be in a band with your significant other?
We're actually just talking about this because we feel like we're probably in a small group of couples that spend absolutely all of our time together.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. It works for us. So we like it. We get along. We're friends. And I think we are it's a good like teamwork for like the business side, because I think we have like our strengths work well for that. So yeah, I don't know. We haven't really had any problems, and to me it's been really nice because I think for a lot of our friends and a lot of the bandmates we've played with, the hardest part of being a musician is touring and being away from your significant other. And so Chris and I feel lucky that we've never had to deal with that.
Yeah, that's great. You never think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow, look at us bothering the band. This is why we started this damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're music junkies, and I'll speak for myself. I can't play music at all, but I just love it so much. And we're like, how do we get involved in musicians' lives and bother them? Hence this.
Oh, it's great.
This is real dumb.
Okay.
Do you think God is a good kisser?
Hmm.
I want to blame that dumb question on someone else, but that's my question.
I hope that an all-powerful God would be a good kisser in that, he or she or
Mm.
they are thinking about, you know, what the other person wants. It's not all about them, and that they're a good kisser because they're making sure the experience is good for everyone involved. So sure.
I'm glad you answered that in earnest. Like, thank
Yeah.
you. Have you ever been very close to lightning?
Probably like not really. I've like never had like a lightning scare. The only thing I can think of is I used to go to a summer camp in North Carolina, like a sleepaway camp every year, and it was a new camp for me, and I couldn't understand how we like signed up for certain activities, and I thought you had to sign up for canoeing, which you did not, and I instantly regretted it because I was like not very good at it, and it kind of scared me because like we go on these trips down these rivers and I just be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so one time on one of the trips, there's a really bad storm and we were like waiting for the band to come get us. And they were like, everyone, you need to spread out and like crouch near the ground, like just in case like there's lightning. And I was just like there in the cold and being like, why is this happening? So that's all I can think.
Oh my goodness, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I've never been, we've talked about this. I've never seen like lightning up close, like hit the ground. It's always been on the horizon.
Yeah.
Abby has. Abby, you want to share your tales of lightning?
Oh my gosh.
I was summiting a mountain with somebody and a crazy storm came out of nowhere. And we were seriously probably only 800 feet from the top of this peak.
Yeah.
And lightning was going off all around us. And it actually hit the rock, like right next to my hand and went up into my arm. And yeah, it was really crazy. I lost all feeling in my arm for several hours. It was just like dead, like not even pins and needles. But yeah.
And you're also like up there, like, hope I can get down and get this situation.
Yeah. And then the more we moved, the more lightning would strike. So yeah, it was a really, really hairy situation and honestly incredibly dangerous and stupid. And I'm very lucky. But it makes for a great story.
Yes, I know. As most things like that too.
And now she can shoot lightning out of her hand.
I can.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's how she charges.
But I'm going to edit that out because it's a secret.
Okay.
To tell people that.
Good idea.
Oh man. Okay, here's some rapid fire dumb ones. Advil or Tylenol?
Advil. No, Tylenol. I always forget which one is which, but I heard that Tylenol is better for singers for some reason.
We don't know why though.
There is a reason why, but I forget what it is. It's something to do with like blood vessels in your neck.
Oh wow, that makes sense.
So I was always Advil, but I have since switched to Tylenol because I heard that once.
Yeah. Wow. I took a Tylenol a few hours ago.
It is correct that Tylenol is better.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen puts you at risk for vocal fold bleeding.
See? Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You never think about when you're going to see your favorite band sing.
No.
The lead singer might have a headache, take the wrong thing, and their vocal cords are bleeding.
It's tough out there. We go through it. That's what we do.
Do you have any rituals like before you sing, like warming up or anything?
I know. It's weird because I know that I am a singer, but I have never thought of myself as a singer. So only recently I was like, oh, maybe I should act like a singer and warm up my vocal cords. So now every once in a while, I remember right before we go on, and I'll do a few and oh, but I usually don't do very much of that because I remember literally just seconds before we go on stage.
Oh, I'm supposed to be singing, right? I am a singer.
Yes.
You are a singer. And
What's it like? You have that what song? Midway has over 5.5 million listens on Spotify. That's wild. What is that? How like that must be insane. That's something you just made with your favorite people.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Our friend Jason, who fronts the band Michigander, recently tweeted something because one of his songs reached an amazing milestone on Spotify, and he was like, and that's all. He's like, and that's all you all, because that song was never on an editorial playlist. Yeah. And I was just like, oh wow, like I never thought about that. That like, yeah, there are certain songs that were never on those playlists, and it's just like that is just like the raw number of people. I mean, the other numbers are raw people listening to it, but they've been, like shown to more people on the internet. So there's a sense that like people may have just listened in passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing. And that song, I feel really proud of that song because I think I always liked it, and it's just nice when a song that you're like, oh, then maybe that song could be something has resonated with people and still feels like it still resonates with people, and it's a really special feeling when people latch on to something you made like that.
Yeah, that's super cool. Have you ever been recognized in public?
Oh yeah, it's awesome whenever it happens.
Wait, for real? Are you being sarcastic?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No, like not a lot. Well, like in Minnesota, it happens every once in a while because it's not they're not giant cities. So, and in the neighborhood, since we moved here, like we started to get to know people in the neighborhood, like people who own like the bakeries and restaurants and stuff. And that's really, I really like that feeling like you're part of the community in the neighborhood. Yeah. People know you. But every once in a while, there are a few like really fun ones. Like I remember this one time I was in Chicago with my sister and my high school friend and her partner, and we were going to see Letters to Cleo, which I was so excited about because that's one of my favorite bands, and I thought I'd never see them play, but they did like a reunion tour, and I was so stoked. And we were on the train in Chicago to the show, and someone on the train was like, "You're Kerry from Bad Bad Hats," and I was like, "Thank you for doing this in front of my sister and friends." So yeah.
Oh, we're gonna try to get side note Letters to Cleo on this podcast for you.
Oh, love Letters to Cleo.
Nice. That's a good pull. Man, I couldn't think of a better like recognition story than that in front of you.
That felt good. So every once in a while I get a good one like that.
Yeah. Good for you. That's cool. I hope that happens to me one day in front of my sisters.
Don't you? I know. Yeah. Then you get that feeling of like, see, this is a real job.
Yeah. My older sister is like, what do you do? Like, I write poems.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy?
Jeopardy.
Good answer. Yeah. Who do you think should be the next host?
I don't know. I guess it's very contentious. I don't know. I couldn't say.
It should be the Ken Jennings guy.
I know. As you can tell, I do not watch Jeopardy like regularly, but I love trivia. And so I started, and like we have really long drives in the van often. And so I figured out that I could like plug my iPad into the like stereo system of the van. And so just like listen to Jeopardy while I was driving, which is great.
Ooh, that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Put that in my notes.
Oh yeah.
What makes you nervous?
A lot of stuff. I have anxiety, but it definitely makes me nervous to play shows. That's a big thing that I do often.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous, but in a good way. I think I read somewhere that like Bruce Springsteen or something had a quote that was like, he was like, I like that I get nervous before a show because it says to me that I still have like passion to do a good job. And he's like, I'd be worried if I wasn't nervous that I like didn't have like the heart for it anymore. So I was like, oh, that's nice. but I still don't like the feeling of being very nervous before a show, but it's hard not to, because it's kind of a wild thing to do. It's just to get up in front of people and to like perform. But we do it. But for a while, I would get really nervous. I was like very scared of like getting like foodborne illness
Oh, okay.
for whatever reason. Well, I mean, because no one wants to get that, but I was like, very focused on like not getting it and like wash my hands a bunch and being like picky about like where I ate. And I think it was because I had not thrown up since I was 12.
Oh, you had a vomit streak.
I had not thrown up, and I was like, this is amazing, and I do not want to. So I think I got like fixated on like avoiding it. But then at a show, like 15 years later, so this was like 3 years ago, I guess, it finally happened. And in some ways though, it was good, because I could get it, like helped me get past it in some ways.
That's how long was it between vomits?
I think it was 15 years. 15 years.
Wow. That's incredible.
So it was pretty good.
Wow, good for you.
It was a good run.
That's a really good run. Jerry Seinfeld would be so happy with you. Do you have your appendix?
I do.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah. Good question. But yes.
Yeah. What's the last CD, the last physical CD you played?
So Con Davison, our drummer, was in a band called Wingman. And they have one album, it's called Honcho, and it's great. And that CD has been in my car CD player for many years, and I forget it's in there. And then I go like scroll through my, like the media in my car.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Honcho. And then I'd like listen to Honcho. So that was the last CD that I listened to.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's cool. Then it means something.
Yes, great jams on there. Yeah.
Yeah, my last CD was Keenan Duffy, who was on this program. He's played with like Bowie and all these people, and he designed like fashion for Sex Pistols.
Oh,
and
cool.
I know that because I can see it over there.
Okay, nice.
That's the only reason why. Where were you when you heard your favorite lyrics?
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a good question. Because I first have to figure out what my favorite lyrics are.
Yeah, that question comes from Abby, and I just skewed the where.
Yeah. What are my favorite?
What are your favorite lyrics?
That's tough.
It's Kid Rock, right? Ba to ba to bang to bang. That's what it is.
So rhythmic. So they just fit right with the melody. That is very tough. And I'm not sure that I can even, I'm like racking my brain to think. But I guess I can say the recent favorite lyrics I've heard. Because it would be too hard for me to figure out my all-time favorite lyrics. But my recent favorite lyrics would be the song Ambrosia by Rosie Tucker.
Okay.
And I was probably in the van on tour because Khan recommended it to me because he heard it and he said, Kerry, I know this is a song that you're going to love. And he was right. He knows me. And I was probably in the back seat of the van, quadrant 4. That's the seat in the back behind the passenger seat. And with my noise canceling headphones on, listening to Ambrosia, looking out the window at the highway. So yeah, there you go.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to that. So right after we get off of this, I'm gonna go listen to that song.
It's great. It's like I have really come to enjoy lyricists who write more like literally, and I think like Phoebe Bridgers is like a great example of that. Just sort of like we're here in this moment right now that I'm describing like where I am, who I'm with, like what I'm doing and feeling, more than just like metaphorically, which I've always been more of the metaphoric writer, but I really appreciate and enjoy lyricists who are more literal. And I think it's kind of a hard thing to do well. But I think Rosie Tucker is a great lyricist.
Oh, cool. I can't wait to check it out. I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, though. I think you write, I love your lyrics. And I think what you write is very specific and very personable and personal. You definitely paint a very specific world, like a la Phoebe Bridgers.
Cool. I appreciate that.
And that's why I like that song, Super America, because to me, I identify with every single word in that.
That is definitely more in that zone. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
What's next? What was your favorite book as a kid?
Probably like Nancy Drew books.
Okay.
I really liked a mystery.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, I really thought you were gonna go Madeline.
Well, so that was great. I mean, I guess yes,
Yeah.
I like those books, but I guess actually Madeline, I did have the books, but I had like a VHS tape, like cartoon series that I watched. That was mostly how I was getting my Madeline.
Was it it's a British one, right? Isn't it like a BBC one?
I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so, but now I'm like trying to think back, like, did they have like British accents? Like, I don't know.
There's this bar. Actually, do you know Hamilton? I think Lighthouser. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I've heard that. I'm not super familiar with the body of work, but I do know. I have heard that person's name.
Yeah, he has a residency in New York at a place called the Carlisle, and it's a great, cool bar. Like, and they have the artist who drew Madeline did all the walls.
Oh,
next time you're in New York.
And that art is really beautiful. I love that artwork. The illustrations for those books are really beautiful.
It's super cool to go have like a old fashioned or something.
Yes, great cocktail.
Yeah. Do you keep butter in the fridge or do you leave it out?
It's in the fridge. Again, foodborne illness. We're gonna keep that.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Growing up, was it in the fridge?
It was, yeah. It has always been in the fridge. But I've heard many people say that you can leave it out.
Yeah. Growing up, it was out.
Yeah.
Abby, what about you? What'd Deb do?
Well, it was always like in one of those containers. So it stayed in the fridge until it was gone. And then we washed it. And then that was like a cereal bowl. But now I leave it out.
See, yeah.
But I have like this fancy little butter dish thing. It's cute. I don't know.
And that would be good because I consume a lot of butter, and obviously the softness factor.
Everything.
When you're trying to spread some butter. So
I take it in and out. I'll in the morning, if I know I'm going to use it, I'll leave it out for a few.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then overnight, I'll put it back.
Gotcha. Tuck it in.
Yeah. But it is a thing where like I think maybe an older generation they like left it out.
Yeah.
Have you ever been what's up?
I still do.
Yeah. Does Deb leave it out? Is that what she does?
No, but that's Florida and it's 100 degrees, so it'd probably just be like a puddle.
Yeah.
Have you ever regifted a gift?
I don't think so. I feel like that's something I probably like. I can see myself like staring at a gift and being like, no one will know if you do that. Like no one will know. And then the end being too scared to do it.
Have you ever been on the receiving end of a regift and found out about it or anything like that?
Nothing well, actually my aunt is really picky about clothing, but my mom like still like tries to get her stuff that she likes. So I've often gotten a lot of rejected clothing items from my aunt, which is great because a lot of them were really nice because my mom has great taste.
Yeah. I don't know if I would put clothes in like regifting. I feel like consumer products like that would count.
Yeah. So I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
One time I got my sister a record player from Urban Outfitters. And then when she moved to Colorado, she's like, you want this record player? She's like, I never use it. You should have it. And I was like, I got that for you, right? She's like, I love it.
Yeah. Use it every day.
She lost the cord to it, so I couldn't play it anyways.
Oh,
No?
well, that was very rude.
How do you feel about people who pronounce Target as Targé?
I think I was raised to do that. I think my mom was an early Target proponent.
Nice.
So that's what we did. So I'm for it. It's fancy.
You for a second there, I might have cut you off, but you said Tarj. I like that.
That'd be nice. That's the new iteration. Yeah, Target. I think
Yeah.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty with the Target.
I wonder what other people in Minnesota think, because it's a Minnesota.
It is.
Proud.
Yeah. That's a good question. I guess I haven't really thought about. I'm gonna ask some of my Minnesota born and bred friends how they feel.
I bet you're gonna find one snob. It's like, it's Target. Don't you dare slander.
Yeah, probably.
You could have been like that. How do I know?
I
know. When's the last, or actually, hold on. What's the last thing you purchased at the Mall of America?
I got some pants at the Gap.
Nice.
They're black.
Isn't there?
Well, is there? No. Well, I mean, it's just like, no. I mean, there's like Baby Gap, but it was not from there. It was from Adult Gap, and they were like wide legged. I wanted to try the wide leg thing because that's what the kids are doing. But they kind of just they weren't a super wide leg. So to me, they just look kind of like what I think of as like skater pants. And I was like, kind of cool. I'll go for it. And they were on sale. So that was nice.
Love the sale. Can we start calling it Adult Gap?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the Adult Gap. It's so dumb. Do you have any bad habits?
Yes, probably. I'm trying to think of like what are like the typical like bad habits. Like I was just saying, I think actually this is maybe like an atypical bad habit, but I think I have a bad habit of like, and I think I was just thinking about this to myself because like when I was young, my parents enrolled me and my sister in like a lot of summer camps. So we were like in camp like all summer, and it was always like multiple different camps. And I was just thinking recently about how like that was like a lot of new social situations to be like put in constantly.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, like you have 1 week, like find out who you're gonna eat lunch with like today and like stick with it. And so I think like, and I think I kind of have a bad habit of like sort of, well, like when I meet people, like sort of like, I think it like takes me a while to like establish, like I'm constantly trying to like establish the vibe like right away, which is very hard to do in the music business because you're meeting people in very small bursts and in like weird situations where you're like in the green room and like you're like I'm like nervous for a show and like I don't feel like myself and like I feel like it's like I feel like I close myself off sometimes when I wish that I'd be more open because sometimes I feel like I meet those people in others like in the light of day and I'm like, oh, you're so great. Why was I?
Yeah.
Why did I feel like, you know, I didn't give it a chance. And so that's like a really specific broad social one, but that's a habit I'm working on. I want to try to be, you know, more open to new people in my life.
I love it. Well, thank you for being open to us. This is a good start. I have to ask, do you get to choose things on like a writer to be in a green room?
Yes.
Do you choose anything weird or fun? Like M&M's inside a whiskey bottle or anything like that?
No. I feel like we actually have found that, so it's weird because like on tour you like don't have, it's like kind of an uncomfortable experience.
Yeah.
You're trapped in a van all day usually, and like, you know, it's like your stuff's all in a bag and like it's hard to like feel comfortable. So like a rider is a nice, I think people use the rider as a way to like get like some creature comforts. So it's
Oh,
like the
okay.
snacks you like and like the beverages you want, which is nice. But we kind of found that like a bad part about the rider is that it can be rather wasteful because, you know, your rider, you like have all this stuff on it. And like one day you're like, oh, that was great. Like, cause we didn't get to have dinner. And so it's really good that we have like all these chips and like all these carrots. But then like the next day you're like, well, we're in Philly, so we need a cheesesteak. So we don't want to eat all these chips and these carrots. And then they just like go to waste unless someone like takes them, which was making us sad. And so we've started asking basically just instead of getting a rider, just to get a buyout. So sometimes Ben will just give you like $10 a person.
Yeah.
That we can just like use on dinner, and then sparkling water.
Oh,
So
of course.
that's non-negotiable.
How conscious of you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, things you don't realize as a fan. We never know that shit.
Yeah, but some people do. Some people use the rider in a really cool way, which is that like they basically like we've been on tour with bands who use the rider basically like, as their dinner.
Yeah.
Which can be good, you know, if you're like on a budget. So like the rider, they'll get like bread and like deli meat and like, you know, and so they like make sandwiches every night. Which like I said, can be really like budget friendly.
Yeah.
I don't think I could eat a sandwich every night. So
No.
I have to go a different route.
I have a friend who's a professional comedian, and he goes the very cliche like whiskey and tequila and then like a steak or some shit. Yeah, very very random. That's super cool to know. What kind of blanket do you use at night?
Oh.
Is it like a comforter? Does it have a duvet? Is it quilty?
I like this question. All these questions they're questions I've never answered before, and I love that about them.
Yeah.
So I sleep very hot. So in the summertime, I love to be cozy.
Yeah.
Which is a tough balance. So in the winter, I love my duvet. I got a big comforter. Mm-hmm. I spent a little bit extra and got that linen duvet, and it's so nice and really brings the room together. But in the summertime, we can't have that anywhere near Kerry at night. So we just have like a little we got like a waffle knit blanket.
Like an Afghan? Is that what it's called?
No, isn't that like fur? No, what is an Afghan?
Isn't an Afghan like
a blanket?
Blanket?
Oh, maybe. Oh, wait. Okay, I think I know. Yes.
I wouldn't.
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's like cotton, but it's like got like the waffle like pattern.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just that in the summertime.
Yeah, these are the types of we firmly believe that you get to know your favorite artist more from these questions. Be like, what's your inspiration for?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What is next for Kerry Alexander personally? Whether after this, what you're doing in life, anything like that. What's next?
So, first dinner, that'll be good. Then, we're just very excited. I think what's next is our album's coming out, and that's what we've been like planning for and getting really excited for because it's such an exciting process. And you only get to do it like every few years. Well, you only get to do it as often as you make records. So I guess I could have this fun more often if I made records more frequently. But for us, it happens about every 3 years, and it's really fun. It's just like, it's just nice to complete a body of work and put it out into the world and hear what people think about it, which are hopefully good things. So yes, that's next. That's coming up next month. That's coming out. So we're getting ready for that. We're learning the songs. Yeah,
That's great. When's it coming out?
September 17th.
Whoa. What's it called?
Walkman.
That's right.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes, and the song Walkman came out
Yeah.
a week, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah, that's how big shout out to Sarah, who is your manager.
Yes.
And she hooked this up. She's so very nice. And I'm so happy she did because I no joke, we really do love your music.
Thank you.
Are you gonna tour at all?
Yes, we have a tour scheduled for the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, which has been, people keep asking us about it, and it's kind of, always sort of felt like, is that real? Is that going to happen? Because things are changing so rapidly and all the time. But we're excited for it. We're doing our best to make sure the shows are safe, and there are precautions in place to make sure that, we feel like it'll be a safe experience for us and our fans. We're hoping that we can get those in place, and then it'll be a great tour. We're really, very excited to go on tour and promote the songs and meet people and hang with people and have fun.
Yeah, that's so great. If you don't want to worry about COVID protocols at all, you can come to Florida and throw all caution to the wind.
That's right. Yeah.
No one gives a shit down here.
Yes. Yep.
Has anyone ever told you should do stand-up?
Yes. Some people have told me that, but I think it's better the way that I do it, because if like the jokes aren't going well, I can just go back to playing my songs.
Yeah. I really hope I'm somewhere to see you guys play live and just to laugh at whatever dialogue you're given to the audience, because you again, I'm sure you've been told this, you have when you meet someone who's just funny, you have that, right? I mean, she's got it. You're fun. You're like, I don't think I've giggled this much in any interview. So that's it. That's the interview. Everyone, go listen to Bad Bad Hats. Go follow them on Instagram. It's Bad Bad Hats. They do have the check mark, so they're legit.
We are, yes, officially Bad Bad Hats.
Again, thank you so very much. This has been so much fun.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. I've so enjoyed talking to both of you.
This has been fun. We're huge fans. Everyone, go listen to Bad Bad Hats and follow them on all their social media. Look out for their album, Walkman, on September 17th.